Hello from Hollywood. My name is Anthony Boyer. I'm a talent agent in Los Angeles, and you're watching Take Fountain. In this video, we're going to talk about some of my favorite inspirational quotes. And yes, if you're paying attention, you might have noticed I have grown a beard. So I didn't just grow this in a week since the last video. Actually, we took a bit of a break for the holidays. I usually grow out a beard during the holidays just to see how much grayer it's gotten. And that's when you're catching me. So thanks for watching. And as I mentioned today, we're going to talk about my favorite inspirational quotes. Now, this is a bit of an atypical video for us, but I think a lot of our videos are technical and they're very hands-on on very intimate, very specific things. And I think sometimes we forget that motivation is really hard and inspiration is really hard, and finding ways to keep yourself going is really important in any sort of a business. And I consume a lot of business-related books and advice and podcasts. And so I thought, maybe I would share some things that keep me going when I have a little bit of lack of motivation. So one of my favorite artists is Jackson Pollock. And one of my favorite quotes is one of his. It doesn't matter how the paint is put on as long as something is said. So that's really important to me because I think that there are a lot of ways to go about doing your business, whether that's acting or agenting. I don't agent like the person even in the next office to mine agents. We're all a little bit different, but we all share, or we all have our own vision. We are all trying to go somewhere with this. And I think it's important to remember that there's no, paint by numbers, right? Jackson Pollock, if you know Jackson Pollock, it paints with splatter. And it goes all over the canvas, and it's not planned in any kind of way, and it's electric, and it's kinetic. And that's sort of like acting, right? It's a lot of motion, it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of acting. So I think, understanding that there's no way to connect the dots and build this, brick by brick business. What's really important is that you're trying to say something, that you have a bigger message and bigger goal that you're moving towards. Another one, this is actually, when people ask me my favorite quote, I almost always say this one. It's by a Japanese poet named Mizuta Masahide, and it's "Barns burnt down, now I can see the moon." I think that there is such power in calamity. I think when things go wrong, when things look like they're at their absolute worst, I think really big things and really important things are built in those moments. I think finding the resolve, and I'm not even just talking about being optimistic, although that's part of it, but rather noticing what is good about a bad situation. I just think it's so key, especially in an industry like this, where it can feel like you're just sending out these self-tapes and you're not really interacting and you're not hearing back. And it's a lot of rejection on my side, sending pitches and not hearing back, making offers to clients and, getting turned down, fielding offers for clients and not getting the terms we wanted. It can feel really heavy sometimes. And I think understanding that, yeah, we didn't get that deal, we didn't book that job, but that now frees us up to do something really big, really important. I think that's always really just been very important to me. Phil Knight, the founder of Nike, wrote an autobiography called Shoe Dog. And in that, he says, "The cowards never started and the weak died along the way, and that leaves us." And I think that's really cool. And he says it as a way of all Oregonians kind of feel like this because he's from Oregon, because, the Oregon Trail, the cowards, they never even came west, right? The weak, they died on the Oregon Trail. So anyone who got to Oregon must be strong, right? Kind of true of the entertainment industry too, is how many people do you know who wanted to make movies or wanted to be actors and they never even started? They never had the courage to do it, to get in a class, to put themselves on tape, to audition, to actually go through with it. How many people are sitting at home dreaming of the life they could have had, but you are pursuing it? You're watching these videos, you're building a business. That needs to be celebrated. And as far as the weak died along the way, this whole business is about outlasting people. It sounds crass a little bit, but it's true. It's about just being there, showing up time after time after time, and not quitting and putting in the work and doing your best every single time. So the cowards never started, the weak died along the way, and that leaves us. One of my favorite books is called Almost Anywhere. And it's a true story about this woman and this man who her partner died, and it was his best friend. And they decided to get in a car with a dog and travel to all the parks and go hiking and have these adventures and just like basically take a year off the grid and like refine themselves. And it's a really powerful book. There are a lot of really great quotes in this book. The one I'd like to talk about is, there are places in life where no matter how frightening the path ahead may be, there is no viable alternative. And how true is that in so many instances where, going forward is terrifying, right? Moving to Los Angeles, moving to New York, pursuing your Broadway dreams, going after big TV and film careers. Like it's scary. This is big stuff. This is stuff that they make movies about. This is stuff that people dream about when they're little kids. And it's terrifying, but you can't go back. There's no way to turn around and go back, or even if there could, you wouldn't want to. It's not viable to you. So I think that that's really important. It's like, yes, forward may be scary, but reverse is simply not an option. The fifth and last quote, I've talked about Dale Carnegie quite a bit, both in this channel and just in my life. I'm a big fan of his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I could pull 100 quotes from that book, but the one I'd like to talk about is develop success from failures. Very simple, right? 4 words, develop success from failures. You're going to go on a lot of auditions. You're going to have a lot of failures. You're going to fail again and again and again and again. It's nothing to do with you. It's not even just the business. It's just life. Life is a series of failures, but you can build success out of them as long as you can view them in that context. And I find great inspiration from failures. I always say I like to be the dumbest person in the room, right? Because how else am I going to learn? It's the same idea where it's just like, if I succeed on every pitch, well, I'd like to try that. But if I were to succeed on every pitch, then I wouldn't be able to build my pitches. I wouldn't be able to get better at it. I wouldn't be able to refine my technique to really lock in on what makes my client special, why you should see them for this. And so for me, I think the idea of taking those failures and making them mean something in the greater scheme of building a career and building a business and in running my business, I think is really, really vital. So I hope you got inspiration out of this. I really love these quotes. I'd really love for you to leave a comment with some of your favorite quotes. I really love inspirational quotes, if you can't tell. So please do that. Click like if you got value out of this video. Click subscribe. Heck, while you're at it, click the notification bell. That way you get alerted every single time we have a new video. And thanks for watching.